Like a lion. Like a lion. Hey. Fighting. Help me, but me get proper. Properly. What's up, guys? You could introduce this one. I introduced like the last 7. This is video number 8. This is 8.
Yes, it's 8. What to do, babies? Welcome back to another lockdown video. This is video number 8 of the lockdown.
Remember when people used to have their caps like this?
Tevin has been annoying me the whole day. Video 8, like I said, of our lockdown edition. Anyway, we hope you guys are cool, staying safe, staying.
Said I was annoying. Now I'm gonna annoy you for it.
Washing your hands, keeping your distance.
I think we should put sanitizer on while we do this so that people can see that we also.
I don't know.
But we're not touching anything.
Why not? We've been in the house. Today we are doing
things we wish we knew before we got into relationships and this relationship.
Particularly because obviously
not this one particularly, just talking in general. So stuff we've learned is look at my cleavage line. It's cool, man.
So the first thing that I wish I knew was myself.
Why?
Because I feel like when you get into things now, I don't think you can fully know yourself, but it's important to know certain aspects about yourself. So knowing what you like, knowing what you can accept, knowing what you can't accept. Because I feel like when you don't, then you'll just take anything that comes in a way. And I think maybe that falls into a thing where we just accept nonsense.
Know yourself.
Yeah.
So you think like, so you know yourself in terms of like what you're willing to accept and not accept in a relationship.
And also who you are in a sense.
So that the person can't technically change you, or you change yourself in order to make that other person happy.
The other person happy, because now if
you're gonna lose like a piece of yourself in that. You must know dating is expensive.
So you wish you knew that?
Yeah, it's very expensive, and it gets more expensive the older you get.
Yes, it does.
Because before it'd just be like your time, maybe airtime, because it wasn't you data, and then you're kind of like understanding of each other, you know. So like obviously if you can't like go out for a movie, you'll just stream on like using the Wi-Fi at Red or something. So like you're a bit more understanding of each other then.
But then, we never got to experience our relationship with you living at Red, so things like that were difficult for us.
But like obviously if you could like get a movie and then we hang and watch it
on campus
on campus, that would be our date. And I think you need to understand yourselves financially also. So that
be open and honest.
Yeah, be open and honest so that everyone is on the same page. So instead of you having like an expectation of your partner financially that they can't meet.
And I think we struggled with that in the beginning because we weren't fully open about like our financial situations in a sense. So I always just assumed that Tevin had money. Always. And I knew that I didn't have anything. But I never spoke. Not that I didn't have anything, but I didn't have as much as he did. And I never spoke to you about it. And he never knew what my situation was that didn't allow me to contribute to us going on dates. So he probably thought that, no, I'm just taking him for a ride, which wasn't even the case. It's just that Zero.
The frustration only came up to a point where she would come up with stuff, but like not meet halfway, you know, and still expect me. And then I'm like, "Oh, dude, you came up with this thing. I don't even know how much this thing is." You know, and then and then you get it, and you get flabbergasted by like a bill like that you're not ready for. You get what I'm saying? And then you can't like look at each other and be like, "Yo, bro, me, I left my," because you said, you know. So like in that sense, so like you need to be very understanding of your financial lane and your partner's financial lane.
But we spoke about it in the other video, so you guys can
check that out.
The
finance. Sacrifice. How to sacrifice and compromise. Do you want to do that or should I do it?
No, we can both talk about it because it's a lesson.
Yeah, I think learning and knowing how to sacrifice and compromise is very, very important.
And how much you can sacrifice
and compromise, yeah.
Because people can push it over the limits.
Yeah, people can take advantage of you based on what you can compromise and what you can sacrifice. So know your limits.
Yes.
Basically, but also be flexible. Because you don't want to end up being. You don't want to end up being like that person that's being unreasonable about certain things. You know, so obviously you might not accept something, but understand where it comes from. Yeah, don't overcompromise. It's a lovely balancing act. So have things that you can be like, okay, no, for sure, here I can compromise. Like, I don't know what.
Like the financial stuff.
The financial stuff, yeah. Find a compromise and be like, okay, if you're here and I'm here, then the best thing to do would then be for us to do maybe dates that don't involve like so much money.
Yes, or like picnics.
Like a picnic or something.
I think for me, it's Tevin was telling me the other day that he feels like I'm a bit selfish because everything's about me. But I'm like, but it is. No, I'm joking. No, but I understood what he was saying because he was just like, he feels like he's made certain compromises within the relationship and I'm not as lenient as he has been with me. So I was like, okay.
Like sometimes you're so stuck in your way in how you want something to happen or how you see it to be in the relationship that you actually miss the reality of it. You know, just to be like, the other person has also got things that they're letting go because they, for you, you know, later putting things aside for you because they understand what your personality is. So you have to compromise certain things for the bigger picture and understand that, okay, maybe this might not be as important as something else.
Yeah.
I think an example that I can give with us is that I love my space. Hella love my space. Like I love my space. Like I can't. Yeah. I can be
on his own.
I can be on my own
for
a long time and not have like an issue with it. And Kim,
and I'm not.
Yeah, it's not like that at all.
Complete opposite.
Yeah, she loves to be on top of things, if that makes sense. Like if we are together, we're gonna be together for any opportunity that I get for us to be together. We'll be together, no matter what it is, you know. And that it's I don't want to say it's cryptic, but in a way it is. That I had to compromise that and be like, okay, for Kim to be happy, I need to obviously allow for room to see her and for us to be around each other more frequently than what I would obviously like. Could I be like, dude, if we see each other...
Tevin would be okay with seeing me once a month, I think. No, honestly. I think he would be okay.
I think for the way that we communicate, because we talk every day.
Yes, that's what he says. We text every day.
We text every day. I'm sure we video call almost probably once a day. So that's what it would be for me. It'd be like, no, I'm cool with that because I see you and I talk to you. We talk. And then I compromise that and I was like, okay, no, fine. I understand that. So I will make room for that if it's a thing. Like where I'd want us to see each other maybe twice a week. Now I'd say, okay, let's see each other 4 times a week. And sometimes the issue with her was that she'd still complain, even though it was that, knowing that I don't want to be on top of you. Because I'm always of this thing, you would say, let's give each other room to miss each other, bro. If I'm constantly seeing, I get frustrated. You know, because we don't always have something to say to each other. We don't always have nice conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't always have something interesting going on for us to talk about it. You know? Every day. There's not something fun happening every day, bro. We're not the Kardashians, dog. We don't have something interesting happening every day. You don't have to talk. You don't have to say anything else. I don't mind just chilling, but it's not the same. Our dearly beloved, yeah. Hey, yeah.
No, but I said I'm okay. We can start doing that, but you don't want.
Because I know you say that now, and then there's gonna be like a day, a tipping point day, where you're like,
sniffing things.
Yeah, sniffing things out.
No, we can try it for a week.
We've tried it.
Let's try it for a week.
We've tried it.
For a week. Let's try it for a week.
We've tried it.
For a week.
It's fine. That's fine. We're meeting our week. And instead of going 7 days a week, we'll go 6 days a week or something like that. It's fine. It's not all about you. It's kind of like goes into with a compromise.
I think that's more in relation to me.
In relation to everyone. Because it's human nature to be concerned about self-preservation. So everyone is majority of the time concerned about themselves, and you need to understand that if you're going to get into a relationship, it's not all about you.
Yeah,
it's also
but I haven't picked that up from you. That's why I'm saying in this relationship, it's in relation to me. Okay, so no, why I'm saying this is because you're very selfless, even though you irritate me half of the time because of your nonchalant thing. You're very selfless, like you put me ahead all the time, even when you didn't have to, but you did. That's what I mean. Stop. So it's kind of made me feel like I haven't done anything, because you're the one that's constantly like if I feel like you can't call me and be like, no, I need help. You can't. Like, what would you possibly call me for?
I called you. Remember that time when I didn't know how to enhance the video quality?
Bruh.
I called you. We won't all need each other for the same things. Like I've said to you before, that I think in life, God puts people in your life at a specific point for a specific reason. So if I'm here to be that kind of support for you, then that's what I'm here for. If you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like maybe in that sense, you can't be there for me in the same way that I've been there for you, but in other aspects, you've been there. Yeah, it's not all about you. Always take the other person into account with whatever decision you make or how you decide to respond to certain things. Anything that you bring up, take that other person into account to be like, okay, if I say this, even though I'm angry about this, but if I say it in this way, how will it make the other person feel? Yeah. Even though I'm upset or even though I'm happy about this, if I say it in this way, how will it make the other person feel? Because too many times you get caught up in how it's making you feel, and you forget that maybe that other person, it could impact them. It's not TV. It's not that nonsense that you see on TV, bro, where people are constantly...
I suffered from that, guys. Like, and just being like, he'll sweep me off my feet.
Every day.
Or like when I'm upset, or when he's made me upset, then he'll come knocking at my door. I'm sorry, my love. So this is real life.
People have bad days.
People have bad days. In as much as in the first year of our relationship, I knew Tevin as being... Tevin never got angry. Tevin was always happy to see me. Tevin would always buy me flowers. Every week, I was the girl on campus. Tevin would do this, Tevin would do that. Year number 2. Oh, wow. Not that it changed drastically, but it changed. It doesn't mean that you like me less or anything like that. Yeah. Because that's how it felt for me initially when it stopped. Instead of looking at it
to be like, okay, even though now it's not flowers, it might have moved towards something else. Because you also needed support in a different way. Yeah. Than what you did then.
People will never stay the same anyway. People are always changing, always growing as well.
And the relationship itself is also changing.
Exactly. So just understanding. I wish I learned that earlier. I learned it way later in the relationship, but
not what you see on TV. It's not what you see on Instagram. Don't always get fooled. And appreciate what you have. Appreciate what you have, because many a times And people will only put up, like we've said before, what they want you to see.
Yes, exactly. It becomes a FOMO thing. No, guys. Just the night before we had an argument and we're not talking to each other. So we should stop calling for things.
And if it's essentially a thing, your partner might not be able to give you flowers every day. But maybe for the fact that they text you every day in the morning.
Some people don't get like it.
Good morning, how you doing? You'll never be the one for everyone.
Help. I just started talking to this gent and I can together will be magical. Hey Lang, Harry Potter. Slow down. You can't imagine your future with everyone you start talking to.
Understand that some of your relationships will flop.
Yeah.
They're not going to be what you expect.
And sometimes a crush will just
stay a crush.
It won't
be anything more.
It won't be anything more than
could maybe just that you guys aren't compatible. And accept it. It happens. And I'm not saying you hate each other or whatever, but just accept it, be accepted to be like, okay, yeah, you've given it your all and unfortunately the relationship is still not working. And that's fine, man. Because straight up.
We don't even know if this is gonna work. If it does, amazing.
If it doesn't
also then he's lost. But that doesn't mean come for my man. Next.
Also doesn't mean come for my woman. Take it slow.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, take it slow.
As slow as you possibly can. Yeah.
This time to take it slow. I think this just goes back to the pressures, the external pressures that people feel. Because so many times you see how other relationships are pending. You're like, why aren't we there at that point? And take it slow, fam.
It's not.
Because you also don't know what's forcing some people to do things. Because you don't want to look back on your relationship, on what you guys were doing. Like, if I had just taken the time to know that she was a psycho, as I could have avoided all of this shenanigans. If I had just taken the time to know this guy was a psycho, I would have avoided all of this craziness. You see? Now, and at the end of the day, the funny thing with psychos is that you're the one who ends up looking like a psycho. And not the psycho.
Hey. We wish we could have done that.
Taken
it extra.
I think, we could have broken up many times, This relationship was ended a long time ago, actually. And, I think if it wasn't for...
I don't know, actually. What is it?
The drives. Now my closing. Saying like to keep it tight and together. I think it could have ended a long time because of stuff like that where you rush into certain things. Build that foundation. Make sure that it's solid and be sure about it. Because
I think if you knew the type of person I was from the beginning, you would have said, "Thanks. You're cute, but no thanks."
I think maybe you would have done the same.
No, I wouldn't have.
Why?
Because I still think you're great.
So you think I don't think that you're great?
No, I don't. No, I genuinely don't. Like, I don't think like the personality I have, that's the type of person you would have gone for.
It's for the same reason that I'm saying to you that the type of personality that I have, you wouldn't have wanted
the only thing
to go
with you that I
other than my gorgeousness, you wouldn't have wanted to.
I wouldn't have gone for like your nonchalant and
that's what I'm saying.
Emotional unavailability.
You wouldn't have went for me. So either way, it's the same for both of us. Don't let the relationship be like your everything. You'll think just because something is going bad in your relationship, your life is a wreck. And that shouldn't be the case.
The always constant thing that should be in your life is what you believe in.
Exactly.
So like we believe in God. That's the only thing that should be constant in our lives.
I think
because a relationship will never be constant. It will never be constant, guys. You can be married, it will still never be constant. You can be engaged, you can be with someone for 10 years. It will never be
constantly
constant.
Changing.
It's changing over time. The only person that doesn't change, for those who believe in God, is God. he'll never change. So now when you are making that thing the center of your life and it changes you.
Crumbles, then you'll crumble.
If it crumbles, you crumble.
Yeah.
If it shifts, you shift. You probably even shift into something you're not.
Yeah.
So it's an added bonus. It's
like the cherry on top. It should be the
much.
cherry.
When it works out, it's amazing. It's worked out.
And if it doesn't,
unfortunately, it pains. It's painful.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a thing. If it doesn't work out, now you're starting from the ground up again.
No.
You get what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the case. You just move on. We move. Don't let one thing hold all the power, basically. Because if you let it hold all the power, hey, it's okay.
Relationships are great, guys.
Lovely. But they can also be shitty. Yes. Absolutely shitty. Macaca. Yeah.
Leave room for disappointment.
Yeah. Because I understand we're all human at the end of the day, bro. People are going to make flops.
Tevin can decide that one day he just doesn't want to be with me anymore. Nje, out of the blue moon to say
yeah.
Agasang for Nelly, agasang. Like, and I'm like, I know
Tembi
what
said
happened.
they could just call me one day. She could just call me one day.
I learned this from my last relationship because I'm sure Nae he woke up and I was like, no, things are cool. This is my girlfriend. Next thing I bo muntu sagayang she. Things happen, bro. Next.
I think we kind of spoke about this. It says realities versus your expectations.
Yes. So, but if in us saying all of that stuff, we're not saying lower your standards with respect to like your expectations. Have your standards, because I think.
But make them realistic.
Yes, make them realistic standards.
Yeah.
One thing that I know that was so stupid. It was so unrealistic. I was like, no, I could never be with a guy that's got ginormous lips. Because it felt sloppy for me.
I think what Kim is saying is that if you'll have 10 expectations or expectations of a relationship, right? If you meet someone and this person could meet, I think, maximum 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Accept it. You won't have everything. Accept it, and move on.
You can't.
Because you're gonna keep
Tevin
on looking.
wanted a girlfriend that knew how to twerk. I've got bums, but I can't twerk, and he has to accept it. I need 8 of it. Just that one I don't need. Oh yeah, I'm a 9. I meet 9 of his expectations. Just one, which is the twerking thing. I can't twerk to save my life. So he's had to accept it. Now he can't be like, no, he's found someone that can twerk, but she doesn't meet 9 of the other things. Then you're like, hi, bo, my darling, what do you mean? Now you'll never meet
the expectations
10
of
out of
that
10.
other person.
No, you'll never.
You know, let me not say never. So I'm sure some people have found that person. You know, but also don't throw something amazing away.
Yeah, because
of those things. And yeah, I think that flopped some of my relationships. I always had this view that I got bored very easily.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I always had that view. I was like, nah, dude, I get bored very easily. And I think when it did happen that I did get bored, I would put the other person's feelings before mine. In a dumb way, if that makes sense. Yeah, where it would be a thing with, no, you know, dude, stay, bro. It'll hurt that other person if you like bounce and stuff like that, you know. Instead of being like, yeah, dude, but you're not happy, bro. Yeah. You know, so take the step. You know, instead of dragging that person along, knowing that, you know, you don't see anything else coming from it. You do outgrow people. I hate to say that, sounds so weird. You do outgrow people. Like how, I think mainly that transition, like between 18 to 21, you change. You change a lot. You know, and your views on stuff aren't the same because you start becoming an adult. Yeah, your views change, and like some people just don't meet that mold don't satisfy you mentally. So you need to be able to make that choice and be like, no, look. I think too many times I wasn't honest. Back in the day. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not.
Are there any regrets that you have?
Yeah. I think mainly on how I made other people feel. Like have someone make you feel like you're extremely important to them, and then have them
just
drop you like a hot potato, or perform an action that they know that you're
next
completely
thing
against.
Tevin YouTube channel name
Yeah.
Shame.
You see. So
Sorry, not sorry.
no, I've cheated before.
Haven't you?
It was like selfish things, like selfish thinking like that got me in that type of situation. I heard quite a few people. Yeah, it's just to be like, okay, no, this is not right. You need to take a step back and realize that your actions do have consequences. And essentially, at the end of the day, you're not the only one that's going to live with those consequences. It's other people also of your actions, which is the unfortunate thing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please
like, comment, subscribe, and share the video.
Regular do.
Road to 1K. Adios.
Amigos.
619.
Puyaka. Ray Mysterio.
Carbonini with the cuteness.
Is it Carbonina?
Carbonini.
Is it Carbonini?
Carbonina.
Isn't it Carbonite?